I'm done focusing on the things that I can control, and I'm going to focus on the things that I can control. Have you ever said that? Have you fallen into this trap? Because that is a trap, and I'm going to, in this video, dive into why and how do we get out of it? What do we do instead that actually works? All right, so now I do want to give credit if you've ever heard yourself say this, right? Like, I just give up, I'm done worrying, feeling anxiety about things that I cannot control. That's a great step because many people haven't even gotten to that. They're still trying to control, they're still obsessing about other people's behavior, about circumstances, situations, why is it like this, and not taking responsibility. So if you're there at that next level of, you know what, I'm going to focus on the things that I can control and go into that. Here's the thing with that. This too can be a form of, bypassing. Because when we focus on outer circumstances, outer situations, we put our expectations into, I want this person to make me happy. I want situations to align in a particular way to make me happy. And then that doesn't work and we give up. We say, you know what? I can't control these things. I'm going to make things that I can control make me happy. So that could be how my body looks. Let's say it's a gym goal, right? Or my job, like my performance in a particular way. I can control that. I can control my responses. And here's the trap. We didn't really solve anything. We just kind of went from happiness being determined by other people and their reactions and circumstances aligning or not aligning to happiness being determined by, let's say, the body or the job or our own performance or how well, let's say, for some reason I have an art example when if you're painting and it's like, okay, I'm the sole person who is in control of this painting and how it turns out, and I'm happy if it turns out well or not if it doesn't. And I'm taking responsibility because nobody else is involved in this apart from me. That's not the kind of control, okay, that all those spiritual teachings and teachers and coaches and gurus are talking about. Because what you can control, putting your power, putting that validation, putting your happiness into something outside of you still does not solve the problem. And again, I want to acknowledge you here. We moved from the things that I can control, that is where my happiness lies, to I'm going to let go of that. I'm going to put it into the things that I can control. But can we instead shift inward and go into what if about all these things, about anything that comes into my reality, my true control is the way I choose to feel and the way I choose to think. Now, to some of you, you may go, this makes no sense because I just feel the way I feel, right? And my feelings determine my actions. And that's actually not true. The truth is that your emotions are a result of your thoughts. A really fantastic book, Feeling Good, by Dr. David Burns, goes really deep into that, into the cognitive psychology, that it is only our thoughts, what we choose to think, that determines the way we feel. So what if, no matter what happens, we choose to feel good instead? And this isn't like the toxic positivity BS, because that doesn't work. Because when our mind only, it's the importance of your thoughts, words, and actions being in alignment. So when we're there trying to think, okay, this thing happened that I really didn't want to happen. Let's look on the positive side. Well, I guess this is okay. But within us, we feel that the emotions and the thoughts are out of alignment, but I'm still upset about this thing not happening. Yes, I can think about the good and looking forward to something that is happening, but I'm still being torn. There's a part of me that's feeling a lack of in the situation. And it's not about going into toxic positivity, pretending that this emotional piece isn't there. It is there. And it's about being with the emotions. This is a whole other video, but I just want to explain this in a bit more depth. It's about being there with the emotions and then coming into alignment with those thoughts, and then those thoughts creating the new emotion for which there is now space because we cleared the old emotion. I hope this makes sense. So the trap that we fall into and how to not fall into. Taking control of your thoughts. Understanding that you are the co-creator of your reality and your power is in choosing your thoughts, and it's choosing how you feel, and it's allowing yourself to feel good. And this is a whole topic that so many people just feel guilt and shame and resistance around of, no, I shouldn't feel good. It's not right for me to feel good. It's not safe for me to feel good. And this comes from just years of childhood programming, right? It's like whenever you were playing, let's say, and being quiet, this is when your mother would say, okay, have you done your chores and all these things? And it wasn't safe to just relax and breathe because you would just get more things that you had to do that would make you feel bad and small. Or some people even had, this trauma of when everything seemed good and they didn't have to control anything at a young age. Let's say their parents divorced and life went into chaos and it had nothing to do with them seemingly, but the subconscious associates with, see, I was really, really happy and then this bad thing happened. Or what a lot of parents try to do when they have to kind of break bad news to a child, they would, shower them with gifts. And when the child was happy in that high emotional state, then they would say, actually, this is what's happening, or we're moving, or somebody passed away, or maybe we're getting a divorce, or whatever that is. And seemingly this is innocent and the parents are trying to do the best they can. But in the subconscious, the program that is created is, I get what I want, I'm feeling really good, and then my whole world just is shattered, right? My parents are getting divorced, or I find out this horrible thing that happened, or things are changing right when I feel at my peak. So therefore, a lot of people throughout their life, when they have this kind of program in their mind, they hold themselves back from reaching that high state of, I deserve to feel really good, because it's associated with loss. I don't want to feel really good because after this comes feeling really, really bad, okay? So things like that, realizing that we can actually shift that and we choose how is it that we choose to feel. And yes, it is absolutely about dealing with those subconscious blocks. And if this is something that you want to dive deeper into, this is what I do with my one-on-one clients, because it is important to clear that energy. Like I said, that first example, if you have a part of you that feels that lack, no matter the thoughts that you're thinking to try to create a new emotion to put on top of it, there's no space because there's already that lack underneath. So we want to clear that first. But from this place, the whole point of this video, not putting your power, not giving your power away outside of you to people, situations, circumstances that you can control, but also not giving it to things that you can control, not giving it to the way that your body looks, because this is something you can control with nutrition and working out, right? Not on your job performance, because again, if especially nobody else has anything to do with it apart from you, this is an easy thing to get caught up with. This is my validation. This is my source of happiness. Can instead you put that source of happiness, that validation, into how you choose to feel in every moment? You giving to yourself, you allowing to follow that which feels good, you going towards things that feel good in the long run. So long-term versus short-term gratification, because what as I'm speaking, what comes up for a lot of people is, let's say I want this relationship, but having this uncomfortable conversation doesn't feel good, or staying when I want to shut down doesn't feel good. And in those moments, can we look at the long-term gratification versus short-term gratification of, but I'm feeling safe right now, even though in the long term, this is not what I want. So control, which The ego goes for control. The ego wants control. Your mind wants to control situations. Okay, playing that game and controlling the way you feel, controlling your ability to choose what makes you feel good moment after moment after moment. So on this note, let me know below if this is something that you've been doing, and I have a special gift for you. 3 free practices, beginning with the Ultimate Freedom Experience. This is golden. This practice helped me so much when I was going through depression, because it is a subconscious guided experience where you get to let go and drop away all the masks, all the roles that you've been playing, and you get to tune into something deeper, something that is underneath that, because there is something underneath that. So grab this below. There's going to be a link, and if you want to dive deeper into this work, if you want to really get serious and feel that next level of joy, abundance, happiness, it requires clearing those old stories, belief systems. And this is something that I do with my one-on-one clients. So reach out to me. We can have a clarity call, see if we're a match, if this resonates with you. On this note, I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.